I have Columbia over here, and I have Columbia over here. I just want to say a few words. Thank you so much to the Centers for Healthcare. This is a wonderful organization, and I, like Dr. Chabot, have really looked into your organization, and I'm a fan. I appreciate all the work that you do, and I thank you so much for this award. I'd like to thank personally Gloria Alone here. I met her on Monday, and she took me in hand, and I just looked into those beautiful blue eyes and thought, oh, she's got me. And thank you for shepherding me through this whole process. It's been wonderful. It's been beyond words, really. Yidi, I know that Yidi was here earlier, but she's the person from Signature Events that put this together. And what happened was, when I was told I was going to be the recipient of the award, I think like another extra 40 people said they wanted to be here. And Yidi just kept saying yes, yes, yes. And so thank you, because the RSVPs were closed. So thank you, Yidi. Sorry. I'd like to thank all of my social work colleagues at Columbia. I've been there for 30 years. I don't call you my work friends. You are my friends. The nurses at Columbia are extraordinary. The nurse practitioners, we always work in a team. You never work alone when you're a social worker at Columbia. I thank Marie Garçon for nominating me. Marie is the person who began the pancreatic cancer support group at Columbia and brought me in to co-facilitate it, and it's been an amazing, wonderful journey. I want to thank, just if you don't mind, my family. I have the most wonderful family in the whole world. I know a lot of you probably think you have the most wonderful family in the whole world, but I think I actually do. Sorry, other families. Second best is okay. My husband is my knight in shining armor. He's absolutely my knight. He looks like a knight in shining armor, and he is. Michael Heller. Boy, am I lucky. My son Connor, it's funny, Connor went to daycare at Columbia Presbyterian from the time he was 9 months old. Irene, right? You know what I mean there. Until he was 6, and people still ask me to this day, how's the baby? The guy with the beard is the baby. But he in fact, there was a blackout one year in New York City, and the attending physicians, Connor came over from the daycare at Columbia, and they gave him a flashlight, and there's a picture from the Daily News I was looking for, Connor, I have it, where he was brought in from room to room to room holding a flashlight at the age of 5 years old to help the doctors to look after their patients. He's really part of the medical center. He's always telling me he's so proud of me. A working mother needs a supportive family, and Connor has just always been there for me, and you are just my heart. You are my heart. I'm very lucky. My sister Audrey, you get to pick mentors and best friends, and I got that person in a sister. I love my sister Audrey Walker so much. I have literally been following her since I can walk. I follow her everywhere. We are best of friends. I love her beyond words, and she's here with me tonight. I have many nieces and nephews, but the best ones are the ones who came here tonight. Thank you. All the other 6 of you, sorry, because I'm not even going to say your names. But Charlie Kaplan is a person who you can't all see his smile, but every time he smiles, he lights up my life. I can really talk to these kids now because they're not kids anymore. And Charlie is just one of the most wonderful gentlemen in the world, and I love him, and he's the best hugger ever. Caroline, I wasn't able to have a daughter, or lucky enough to have a daughter, but Caroline Kaplan here, my niece, is just such a dear, darling friend who I love so much. We'll sometimes text each other a dozen times in a day saying, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Really, Caroline, I love you so much, and you're just the gentlest, kindest, most compassionate person. She can be seen on the television series Bull next April 4th. She will be appearing. She's an actor. I'd like to thank Dr. John Chabot. Thank you for all of your beautiful words. Honest to goodness, when I read about this award when I was nominated, and I saw that you could donate $2,500 to a charity, I thought the reason I would love to win is to be able to give it to Dr. John Chabot's group. John Chabot is the most extraordinary surgeon, but he's not like those surgeons you think, that image of so cold or something. He wants to make sure there's a support group for the patient. He wants to make sure that there's a social worker in the room when a patient is dealing with pancreatic cancer. He's thinking as much about the emotional well-being, about the families. He's very, very demanding of us in all the right ways, and I thank you, Dr. Chabot. I'm just so lucky to be part of this team. And in closing, I'd like to dedicate this award to one of my gone now most beloved people in my life, my brother-in-law, Peter Kaplan, the father of 3 of my niece and 2 nephews who succumbed to lymphoma quite recently, really, way too young, someone who I loved so much. And one of the reasons I never am going to retire is I'm going to fight this thing with this whole team so that we don't have to lose anybody. I hope that day comes soon. Thank you so much, everyone.